Ebe ọma na-ege ntị, anyị ekenekwa unu n'ụbọchị nke taa. Ụbọchị nke taa dị na mma. Anyị adị ka echi, na echi ada agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru otu a ka ọ ya dịrịrị. Ise. Anyị sọ anyị dịrị mma na Eke, dịrị mma na Orie, dịrị mma na Afọ, tụkwazịrị anyị mma na Nkwọ. Ụzọ ahịa anọ nke ndị Igbo ji biri na ọ ya dịrị ndị Igbo na mma. Ise. Anyị sịkwa ndụ mmiri ndụ azụ, ma mmiri atara ma azụ emela gịnị ma azụ anwụrụ. Daalụ dị na Igbo ọma na-ege ntị n'ụbọchị nke taa ka isi wee na-esonyere anyị na Igbo Media gbasịta maka nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa anyị na-ewetara unu kwa mgbe n'iru akwụkwọ. Ọ bụ na nke a bụ mgbasa izi gị ị na-esonyere anyị, kabalụ ka ị join anyị, ka ị napụ ime isi for update dịgasị na-ewetara unu ya n'Igbo Media gbasịta maka ya bụ ife na-eme n'obodo a anyị nọ n'ime ya. Ọnụrụ si mee gịnị ya kọrọ nwanne ya. Dịka unu na-eji ke ihe ugbu anyị wetara unu, unu ga-esi ebe ife unu adrọpụra ya ọnụ kọmentị ifu nche gbasịta maka ihe ndị a niile nọ n'iru akwụkwọ dị oke mkpa. All right, over to you.
Sentiment that Nnamdi Kanu, that release can be significant for a new era of Nigerian politics. Shall I call it Pan-African Nigerian politics? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think Clark is being mischievous. That is one. He's entitled to it. He's a 97-year-old man. He's a highly respected Nigerian. And you see, he's getting more Catholic than the Pope. He's calling for the Igbos to be reintegrated. Did the Igbos ask him to call on their behalf? It's an insult to the Igbos, given the Igbo mentality and achievement and courage in this Nigeria. Nobody, not especially from the Soul area, should be calling for the reintegration of the Igbos. To explain that, we'll have to go into history. But let me put it on the table first and foremost, that it is a selfish call. It is somebody crying wolf where there is none, and trying to create problem where there is none. So, let's start from there.
Rightfully so. Some would say rightfully so. It's justifiable because we had this.
Justified cry. What?
Some would say it's justifiable because we had this cry before the elections. So it's not anything new because there were talks about the the zoning of the presidency should actually go to the southeast, not just the south, but the southeast.
And talking of the larger political issue.
Yeah,
what brought Papa Clark on board is the sacking of Arase. Go and read the brief. The sacking of Arase, Chairman Police Service Commission. He doesn't like that. And it's linking that to so many, including reconstruction and all that. There is no part of Nigeria that does not feel marginalized in the setup, given the vastness, the size, the ethnicity, and the number of languages and groups in Nigeria. Don't forget, Nigeria was amalgamated by the British in 1914. Nobody sought such amalgamation, and we were trying to live within it all along. So,
some are more marginalized than others.
Yes. The Igbos felt so marginalized, that's why they went to war. They were the bravest of the lot then to take on the Nigerian might, and then they were brought back. And then Gawan did reconstruction, reconciliation, rehabilitation. And the Igbos, look, my friend, let him not hold brief for the Igbos. The Igbos are they are the most competitive race in this nation.
Yeah,
but for the fact that the civil war held them back.
Yes.
You get me? I mean, there's no limit to what they could have achieved.
But politically,
I'm a Yoruba man. I feel marginalized.
Politically, they've been ostracized. Some would say politically they've not gotten their due share on the table. They've not had their voice echoed through.
That's a fallacy, and this is a visual problem. It's a visual problem.
No.
How many states do the Igbos have in Nigeria? That's right. The Igbos, Abuja, who has more property in Abuja than Igbos. Look, even Lagos, wait, my friend, don't talk of marginalization in a vacuum. Even here in Lagos, during the last election,
Yeah, we saw how Igbos were attacked.
It's Obi a
They were
Yoruba.
singled out.
It's Obi
Okay,
a Yoruba.
and attacked.
Let's dive down.
Obi defeated Tinubu Lagos.
let's
So that
dive
is
down.
marginalization.
No,
Okay.
but they've been singled out in time past, and they've been attacked here in Lagos.
Let not Baba Clark
Yes.
whip up sentiment for you who do not know history to get excited.
No, to correct that
Yes.
question, I do know history.
Did you know why? Did you know? Wait. After the Civil War.
Yes.
After the first coup of '66.
Yes.
And then the counter coup in July. You get me? And Ojukwu started the war. What was the first thing Gawan did? It was to create states so that they will not follow. And Papa Clark is part of that state. I mean, his own area, Rivers, came out of that. You see, it's a case of, and I tell you that bluntly now, it's a case of the tail wagging the dog. You get me? For Papa Clark to be talking on behalf of the Igbos for reintegration.
No, but the point is, you might question the foundation of this particular argument, but we cannot take away the fact that this is an age-old discussion that has lingered all through, and it was played up heavily in the 2023 elections.
It does not affect only the Igbos. The Yorubas feel marginalized. There is no.
No, but the Yorubas cannot claim to have been marginalized as much as the Igbos, because they will say that the Yorubas have had a president for 8 years.
They didn't fight the Civil War. Look, my friend.
No, we're talking about post-Civil War.
Papa Clark is trying to whip up ethnic sentiment, and you have bought into it.
No, I'm not bought into it. Have we had the
I said very clearly for what it is.
Aaron,
no way.
Allow me to interject.
It's because of Arase that is trying to turn the place upside down. I disagree.
Okay, Mr. Shobwale.
Yes.
One of his points is that the creation of IPOB was as a result of a vacuum of Igbos in mainstream politics. What's your take on that?
I will answer that very bluntly. You get me? IPOB is a distraction. You get me? To the integration or to the courage of the Igbos to be Nigerians. They fought the Civil War. There was reconciliation. The injustice still continued. But they tried. They tried. The politics everywhere. And I to knock it home to people in Lagos. Obi won in Lagos, defeated Tinubu in Lagos. So what is the big deal? Where is the marginalization? And I'm telling you, see, what Papa Clark has done this time, it's not only because of Farase, but to whip up other sentiments. It should not be more mournful than the bereaved. That is my own. And I add again, the tail should not be wagging the dog. It is the dog, that is the Igbo dog that should be wagging the tail, trying to wag it down.
So the point is this. My own question to you is very simple. You cannot say because.
What's your question?
Let me establish it. You cannot say because you understand the premise in which Clark is coming from, that you decide to disregard the message. And the message is simple.
I don't buy the premise, the logical.
Yes.
I don't buy the. I say.
No, you might not buy the premise. No, but you might not buy the premise. But the message is still simple. The message has been sacred over the years, and it was played up heavily. Now you mentioned Lagos. Now permit me now. You mentioned Lagos in the 2023 general elections. That Peter Obi won Lagos State because they have a sizable number of Igbos in Lagos. But in the state elections. You and I know this. The complete opposite was the case because people were attacked, people were killed.
You are an apostle of Papa Clark. What is waving?
No, I'm not an apostle.
Waving. Now is reintegration of the Igbos. I say that is an extravagant call. The Igbos can fight their own battle, and I think it is an insult, as at this point in time, to say that the Igbos need reintegration. And then on your IPOB, sorry, you forgot the IPOB. On the IPOB, it's a distraction. It is a distraction. And I repeat it. Nigeria, if the IPOB leader, if indeed he is a leader, if he wants to be integrated into Nigeria, let him withdraw secession against the Nigerian state. You cannot have a state within a state. That is look, he has court orders which the government has not obeyed. Let that be settled in the court. That is the rule of law. Yes. For somebody to say because his countryman was removed from a federal post and then they will try to provoke the Igbos into trying to do what they are not ready for.
Before the president came into power,
yes,
there were talks about restructuring, and that formed a nucleus of the campaigns that were being pushed out.
Yes.
And some people queried, and some people said they were only paying lip service to that. That as soon as they get into government, that the talk about restructuring will be jettisoned. And 1 year into office, we've not heard anything concerning restructuring.
And let me tell you, if you know the history of restructuring, I was a columnist before, I have always written that those asking for restructuring are asking for a confederation, but they don't have the guts to say that. Papa Clark is one of them, Papa Ayo Adebanjo. They believe it. What they are trying to say is that there's unfairness in the country.
Yes.
There's unfairness in the allocation of seats. There are so many things, things hooked to the census, and so many other institutional changes that we have to put in place. But you cannot wake up one day, and because one particular person was removed from a federal office,
no, but he's basing his argument on the 2014
the Igbos into rebellion again. No way. The Igbos are bigger.
A lot of people have said, revert back to the recommendations of the 2014 confab.
They have always said that. But I've always said too, that no government will get into power and preside over its own liquidation.
Okay.
You get me? Because it means you will sit in power. And the people saying restructuring, they are not a confederation because they will be accused of treasonable felony.
Okay.
Can't you get it?
Okay. Mr. Shobwale,
yes.
Nnamdi Kanu, still a big issue on the table. Of course, we've heard Pa Edwin Clark's proposition. Yes. He's joining the chorus that's saying that he should be released, he should be pardoned. We should move on from this issue. Why is this not a way to move forward?
How can it be a way to move forward? When Ojukwu did the rebellion, he was brought back. That's right. You see, does he have as much weight as Ojukwu amongst the Igbos? Please. You see, even in the Yoruba nation, we have some people saying certain things which most of us don't even count tenants. I think POBs in that scenario. Most Igbos are law-abiding people. Let's look at the governors. Are they not Nigerians? Are they not Igbos? They are trying to counter him in their own way. You get me? In spite of underlying current of blood is thicker than water, which is not peculiar to this. That is why even the insecurity in the north, we are not talking about that. It's because of this empathy.
No, but speaking of the north,
for the enemy.
The president of Miati,
can't you see that?
Bello Bodejo of Miatiala was released.
Yes.
Yes. So why
Miatiala,
yes.
Are they in the same boat?
Well, technically,
you should say they should release the upstart Yoruba leader too, that I even don't know the name. And I'm a Yoruba person. Please, don't blow issues out of proportion.
You mean Sunday IGBO now? If you try to be cheeky.
No way. I don't know him.
No, but people,
I've said that before.
People.
Yorubas are proud to be here. The Igbos are proud to be here.
No, the truth is this. People,
and you better know
when people talk about this particular subject now.
Mm-hmm. Which one now?
Now they talk about integration and also.
You are talking of dissident now.
Now permit me.
Dissident.
No, now permit me, because they say what is
school dissident leaders.
No, so hold on.
You are magnifying.
No, hold on. So hold on. Where I'm going to is this.
Yes.
When people talk about this particular subject.
Which subject now?
The subject about reintegration now. Now, permit me to go somewhere now.
Yes.
What I'm saying to you is this. It's very simple. We've seen people that have taken up arms against the state.
Yes.
People that have killed people, fellow Nigerians.
They are rampant in the north.
Yes, and they've been pardoned.
They've been
pardoned. And the question is, what Nnamdi Kanu has done? Nobody's holding brief for him. But what some are saying that what Nnamdi Kanu has done, and those that have taken up arms against the state.
How many people who took up arms against the Nigerian state have been pardoned? Besides Ojukwu.
I'm talking about those in the north that those bandits, as they've been called, those bandits and those that are those Boko Haram, ex-Boko Haram people that have decided.
That's an ongoing issue.
Your final thoughts, Mr. Shobwale, before we go.
My final thoughts.
Yes.
That you see, Papa Clark has flown a kite that will get lost, will not land. Because the Igbos don't need the solicitation to be part of Nigeria. They are man enough to fight their own battles. Sam?
All right, Mr. Daisho Boale, thank you so much for your input, for that heated conversation.
Ndị be anyị daalụ nne nnukwu unu si wee na-esore na Igbo Media dịka unu si na-esore anyị si na Chukwuka abịa mapụrụ mmiri na ya gosi niile n'ofu n'ofu otu anyị kwuru otu akọ ya dịrịrị ise 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 kapakwa alụ ka itinye alụ nke gị na ihe niile na gbasara maka ihe Biafran Prime Minister kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ ana ndị ọzọ dị iche iche kabarụ ka itinye alụ nke gị ife ichere n'ụdị nke gị gbasara maka ya bụ ife dịka anyị nọkwa na-echekwa olileanya na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ya pụta oge na-adịghị anya na n'ụlọ mkpọrọ anyị sị na Chukwuka abịa maka inye ya ike nọnyere ya chekwaba ya mana anyị kwuru otu aka ọ ya dịrịrị ise ise ise. Thank you and also stay tuned at Eastern News 24 ka emesịa nụ ndị be anyị.